and Erev Tov, good evening. Shabbat Shalom, friends. It's good for us all to be together on this Friday night where we're also celebrating Purim. And I know you're thinking to yourself, but Rabbi, Purim's already over. Yes, but in Wilmington was a walled city at the time that the story of Purim took place. And so we get to celebrate Purim a second day. So we're going to celebrate it tonight with a quick service and with our spiel. But so let's turn to our cantor to lead us a bit in song before we bless candles.
Misha, 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 Nichnas Adar. Misha, 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 Nichnas Adar. Misha, Nichnas Adar, Marbin Basimcha. Misha, Nichnas Adar, Marbin Basimcha. Misha, 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 Nichnas Adar. Misha, 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 Nichnas Adar. Chag Sameach. Rabbi, if you could please unmute.
Chag Sameach. So we're going to turn now for our candle blessing on this Purim celebration, and our cantor is going to lead us in that.
The festive Hamantash and candle holders for those who can. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehalikner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Now, a word before we continue with our service and then on to our Purim spiel. We recognize that not everybody remembered that we're celebrating Purim, and that there are some people who are with us this evening who are observing a yard site, who the idea of showing up for the cantor in a wig and the rabbi in a costume and all of us being frivolous, which we're happy to do, was not what you signed up for. So what we're going to do in this moment is we're going to make Kaddish now. We're going to observe Kaddish at the beginning of our service. It's a topsy-turvy night anyway. So we're going to turn to page 294, so that those who are here primarily, whether you're on YouTube or here on Zoom, who are here primarily to observe yard site and to say Kaddish for a loved one can do so. And we encourage you to stick around, but we recognize that not everybody wants to do that. So we turn to page 294 on this night where we remember those who we loved. And I would ask all those who are observing a yard site or have lost someone in the last 30 days, or for whom it is a tradition to remember, all those who need remembering now a year into the pandemic, all those who have died from injustice, from this pandemic, from all all the sufferings of the world. Invite you to rise as we turn to page 294 in our prayer books and we join in mourners Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'yizman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yit hadar v'yit alev v'yit halal shemei dekudusha barichu, La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, ta'amiran bi'alma v'yimru, amen. Yehi Shalom Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. When we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own, remember Sid Nitel, Nance Brown, Elaine Waxman, Carol Vasali Hall, Boris C. Allen, George Kramer, Jason Green, Dorothy Hinden, Joseph Hirsch, Alan Konofsky, Rosa K. Kyle, Bernard Corman, Nathan Levy, Israel Nosneski, Michael Polikoff, Louis Polikoff, Harry Resnick, Benjamin Rosen, Frank Rudnick, Susan Stein, Rosa Topkis, Sadie Tumarkeen, Esther Wilner, and Evelyn Robinson. And if you have a name to add, if you want to add that name either in the comments on YouTube or in the chat function on Zoom, over all of them we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing. And we may be seated. We're going to give folks a minute. If you were not here, if you were not gathering here this evening to join in the chaos of Purim and you want to excuse yourself, you're welcome to. And if you want to stick around, we'd love for you to stick around. As we continue with our service, which we're going to continue on page 28, as we rise once again, as we are able to do so, for the Baruch Hu.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yadadai-dai-dai, 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 yadadai-dai-dai.
And we remain standing as we turn to page 34 and 35 for the Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Ya Elohai, 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 Ya Elohai. Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam, Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod, תן כבוד מלכותו לעולם, לעולם ועד. יאללה, 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 you shall love with all of your heart, your soul, and with all of your might. You shall teach your children to hope, to love, and to know what is right. Yai-la-lai, 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 la-la-la-lai, yai-la-lai, 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 yai-la-lai.
We can be seated. Wait, there's somebody in the waiting room. Queen? What is this? Who is this in the... Queen Vashti? What are you doing here?
I'm just sitting here on the couch reading a book.
You're Queen Vashti, you haven't figured out how to unmute yet.
Who are you? Where am I? I'm just sitting here on the couch reading a book in my comfy pants.
Queen Vashti in her comfy pants. I guess we definitely should be seated. We'll continue. Good to see you, Queen Vashti. We'll continue with the service in a minute. That's Vashti in her comfy pants, a book by Leah Berkowitz, coming to you from a PJ Library subscription near you. We'll continue with the singing of Micha Mocha on page 40.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נטע בקודש, נורא תהילה תוסף אלה, נורא תהילה תוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלינו ויאמרו, זה אלינו ויאמרו. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Joke's on me, she does not want to be let go.
She does not want to be let go. And we don't want to let go of Shabbat, so we're going to turn to page 44 for Vishamar.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש Shabbat v'nafar v'shamru b'nei Israel et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We prepare ourselves for, wait.
There's
What's
another
this?
person.
There's another person in the waiting room. Elisha, the what? What's going on here? Elijah, the prophet? What are you doing here?
Elijah, could you unmute?
Hello. I made it just in time for Pesach.
Yeah, you're a month early, Elijah.
What?
It's Adar. It's still Adar.
What?
Yeah, you got another 28 days.
Oh, time has no meaning.
I know how you feel.
Oh,
I know how you feel. But I'll tell you what, we'll see you tomorrow night for Havdalah.
we'll see you tomorrow night, hopefully.
All right. Let's
Have
continue
fun.
with
In the tropics.
Elisha's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what he does. It's what he does. We don't question it. It's what he does. Let's rise for the Amidah, starting on page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zacher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Le'man Shemo B'yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Bezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atarav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Merir HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayim Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Bal Gevurot, Umidah Melach, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, Bene'eman Atal HaChayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah kadosh u'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yadlucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
And we can be seated, and we're going to turn now, before we continue, to offer our praise and miracles, the miracle of this holiday. Al hanisim va'al hapurkan va'al hagevorot va'al hateshuot va'al hamilchamot she'asita lavotenu v'imotenu bayamim hahem bazman hazeh. We thank you for the miracles, for the redemption, for the mighty deeds and saving acts brought about by you, and for the wars which you waged for our ancestors in days of old at this season. And we also pray for healing in this moment. We take a moment to think of those who are in need of healing, a healing of body, a healing of spirit. I would ask, if you are thinking of someone who's in need of healing, to lift that name up now. Share that name in the chat, share that name in the comments on YouTube. We add the name Betty Hampson, we add the name Gail Dallas, so many that we are thinking for, so many affected by this pandemic. But share the names of those you are thinking of as we turn to page 253 and join in Mi Sheberach.
Mi Sheberach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha La'imotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi Sheberach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha La'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Take a moment of silent prayer.
Oh, say shalom, shalom bimromav. Huya say shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Huya say shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom Ibramav. Huya say shalom aleinu ve'akol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ve'akol Yisrael amen.
Let's continue with Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 282. We can all rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגוער עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We can be seated, and gonna get ready at this point to transition to our Purim spiel, but it wouldn't be a service without a closing song. So we're going to turn to our cantor for our closing song and then go into spiel mode.
Join with me, although you should stay muted so we don't have a cacophonous, crazy sound. If you know it, I think most of you do. Oh, once there was a wicked, wicked man, and Naaman was his name. He would have murdered all the Jews, though they were not to blame. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be, and nash some Hamantaschen. Of all his cruel and unkind ways, this little joke did cure him. And don't forget, we owe him thanks for this jolly feast of Purim. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be. Oh, today will Mary, Mary be, and nash some Hamantaschen. Is it backwards? I have no idea.
Oh, you got it. It's time for the Purim spiel.
Woo!
So, time for Purim spiel.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
So with that, Rabbi, are you already on speaker view? Since you're pushing live?
Indeed.
Awesome. So let's get our cast and crew all ready.
Already.
And with that, we shall begin our Purim spiel with a little introduction to the first chapter of Purim. So chapter 1, may we hear those ancient words sung aloud.
בימי אחשוורוש, אחשוורוש, המלך מהודו ועד כוש, 27 מדינה.
It's not coming through very well.
And our first reader, Richard.
Hear ye, hear ye. I present to you, most honored guests, the plot of chapter 1 of our tale of Esther, her cousin Morty, the king with an unpronounceable name, and that guy we hate. Now, what's his name again? Ah, yes, Haman. The book of Esther opens with a description of an enormous 180-day party thrown by King Ahasuerus, or something close to that pronunciation. He is in his third year as king of the Persian Empire. As the days of feasting draw to a close, he summons his wife Vashti to show off her beauty. But Vashti refuses to come, and the king, following his minister's advice, has her banished. And now, on with the show.
Welcome, everyone, to the city of Shushan, capital of the Persian Empire. Thousands of years ago, Persia was stuck with a terrible plague, forcing everyone to stay in their homes. You think shipping times are bad now? Imagine what it was like back then trying to get PPE mailed from China. So sit back, grab a mask, you should have plenty available by now, and enjoy our Purim story. We begin with King Ahasuerus, ruler of all Persia, who has been dealing with the pandemic by throwing a nonstop party for the last 6 months. We join his nearly endless party on Zoom now.
YMCA. We'll go to the YMCA. Hey, everybody. What a great party. I mean, I know we have to be in our own homes, but this party is hopping. Where my ministers at? Mahuman, you having a good time?
Oh, yes, sir. Very fun.
How about you, Pizza? You know, you having a good time? You doing good?
For sure, Your Highness. Who knew you could have fun on Zoom for however long this call has gone on?
6 months! 6 months! It's been 6 months! Oh, we've been at it. Same Zoom call. Amazing, right? You know, that Adderall is wonderful stuff. Okay.
That's why my head hurts so much.
Yeah. You know what? I think it's time for something different. We need some new blood in here. Get some things bumping again. Let me send, what's her name? Vashti. Let me send her an invite and get her on. What's her email again? Oh, I know. Vashti at shushanpalace.edu.
Your Highness, my king, why is the palace email an EDU?
Oh, tax incentives. Technically, we're a university, a farm, and a Chuck E. Cheese franchise.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Hello, King. I just got your email.
Good. Welcome to the party.
And you've been at this for party, what, 6 months now? And it finally occurred to you now to invite your wife.
Don't be like that. Not in front of everybody. No one's going to hear you complaining. All I want is some entertainment. Could you do a little song and dance number? Maybe get things moving around here.
Absolutely not.
I wasn't really asking. I'm the king, you know. You obey. That's traditionally how it works.
Well, then call me non-traditional.
How about I call you never? Ooh, because you're done. Over. Kaput. Finished as queen.
Ooh, sick burn. Good luck without me. Oh, and also you party sucks. No one wants to be on Zoom for 6 months.
Well, the joke's on you. I don't care if people like my Zoom party. I'm the king. I can do whatever I want.
But it's scene 2. Woo! So, Susan, if you wouldn't mind chanting.
Hadivarim ha'ela kashoch chamat hamelech Achashverosh zachar et Vashti v'et asher asata v'et asher nigzar aleha.
Dramatic tale continues. As time passes, Ahasuerus realizes the consequences of his actions and misses his queen. The deed, however, is done. Seeing that the ruler regretted the action that they suggested, the ministers proposed that he find a new queen via an elaborate beauty contest of all the kingdom's beautiful maidens. From all over the 127 provinces, beautiful women are brought to the palace for the king to select his new queen. In Shushan, the capital city, lives a beautiful Jewess named Esther. She is an orphan who is raised by her uncle Mordecai, one of the leaders of the Jewish people in exile. When they come to take her to the palace, Mordecai insightfully instructs her not to reveal that she is a Jewess or who her family is. Needless to say, after a 12-month process, Esther is deemed the fairest of them all. The king loved Esther more than all the women, and she carried charm and favor before him more than all the other women. So he placed the royal crown on her head and made her queen in place of Vashti. While Mordecai does not reveal his relationship to the new queen, he frequents the palace gates to hear the news of Esther's well-being. One day he overhears two men plotting to murder the king and quickly sends word to Esther, who reveals the plot to be the king in the name of Mordecai. The plotters are caught and executed, and Mordecai's name and deed are written in the book of Chronicles.
And so the king finds himself without a queen and without entertainment for his party.
Oi! I need a new queen. This stinks.
Your Majesty, I have a suggestion.
Yeah, what?
Why don't we send out word to all the eligible maidens of the kingdom to come join you on a Zoom meeting, and you can choose your new queen that way?
Great. Fine. Send out an email blast to our All Kingdom mailing list. Let's get this over with. What's taking so long?
My apologies, Your Highness. Let's see. The announcement got caught in the spam filters. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. The mailings are just starting to arrive.
All right. Let's see what we got. Oh, ugly. Uglier. Oh, look, that one's bleeding from a facelift. Nasty woman. Slob. Dog. Oh, horse face. Not impressed. Oh, look, it's Miss Piggy. Not a 10. Oh, wait, okay, here's one that's okay looking. Hey, you. Unmute yourself and tell me a little about yourself. No, dear, you're muted. I can't hear you. Click the microphone. At the bottom. No, the bottom. I can't. It looks like a microphone. Never mind. Does anyone here know how to unmute themselves?
I do, Your Majesty.
How are you?
Oh, my name is Esther, Your Highness.
Well, if you know how to unmute yourself on Zoom, then you probably also know how to do light bookkeeping, cook a banquet for hundreds of dignitaries, sew a complete outfit for me, convert lead into gold, and commune with the ghosts of my ancestors. You'll be a perfect queen.
Your Majesty, that may be overselling my qualifications just a tiny bit.
No, I'm good. I'm the king. I'm always right.
And so Esther became queen of all Persia.
Scene 3.
Achar hadivarim ha'ele Gidal hamelech Achashverosh et Haman Ben Hamdata Ha'agagi Hagi v'yinasehu v'yasem et kiso me'al kol hasarim asher ito.
This just in. News from the Jews narrowly escape this plot against them. Again. In the meantime, Ahasuerus appoints Haman the Agagite as prime minister and issues a decree that all should bow to him. Mordecai refuses to bow down before Haman. Mordecai's refusal infuriates Haman. Haman goes to King Ahasuerus and asks for permission to destroy the Jews. He presents the issue to the king as a matter of loyalty, saying, there is a certain people scattered and spread out among the peoples in all the states of your kingdom. Their laws are different from other people's, and they do not observe the king's laws. So it is not worth it to the king to leave them alive. The king agrees and issues an edict to all 127 provinces, saying that on the 13th of Adar, a very unlucky day, the Jews in all the provinces are to be exterminated and their property kept as plunder. Back to you.
I need a nap. This has been absolutely exhausting. Can someone take over hosted muties for me? Hey, you, Haman.
Yes, Your Highness?
I'm going to make you co-host while I lay down for a bit. Keep things running smoothly around here. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
That really doesn't mean much. Ooh, this is exciting. Let's play a game. Raise your hand if you have something you want to share with the group. Sorry, let me be more specific. Raise your hand if you have something you would like to share that you love about me. Who's going to go first? One thing you love about me.
Me. I had something. You're terrible.
Oh, thank you so much. Anyone else? Mordecai the Jew, what do you love about me?
What?
One thing you love about me. Just a fun game while we're sitting here.
No.
What do you mean, no? That's what we're doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't clear. I meant, no way am I playing this stupid game. You're crazy.
Do you dare risk the king's wrath by refusing?
Better believe it.
It's literally a law that you have to say something nice. Compliment me or I'll send the royal guard after you.
Go ahead and try it. One coughing fit and they'll go running the opposite direction.
How dare you? I'm the prime minister.
Get over yourself. I'm out of here.
I can't believe he would speak to me in that way.
Hey, how'd it go while I was napping?
Well, honestly, Your Majesty, it did not go well. It turns out there are some people in this kingdom who refuse to obey the law. We must do something about it.
Oh, must we?
Oh, my apologies, Your Highness. I wasn't implying that you should do any work. If you like, I'd be happy to take on the responsibility of finding these seedy characters and taking care of them.
Are you planning to murder them?
No, I was going to promise them better health insurance and then force the court to deny them any useful coverage. Yes, of course I'm planning on murdering them.
Okay, first of all, don't take that tone with me. Second of all, I kind of like that health insurance idea. Go take care of these people, whoever they are. I don't want to have to think about it.
If I had my way, you'd never have to think about anything at all.
You know, that sounds like a compliment, but I honestly can't tell what you're trying to say.
Never mind.
Haman. skulked off
Ew.
to plan his revenge against Mordecai and the Jews of Persia. A decree was crafted and sent out to all corners of the kingdom that in 11 months' time, the people of Persia should rise up and destroy the Jews.
Scene 4, maybe?
ומרדכי ידע את כל אשר נעשה, ויקרא מרדכי את בגדיו, וילבש שק ואפר, ויצא בתוך העיר, ויזעק זעקה גדולה ומרה.
And Leslie Ann, would you provide us with a summary, please? I'm sorry? 1 second. Leslie Ann, are you here? I thought I saw you. Oh, you're muted. You have to unmute yourself. Let's find you. If our tech person could prompt them to... Okay, great. Hi, Leslie Ann.
The plot thickens. Mordecai quickly sends word to Esther that she must go to the king and stop this horrible decree from becoming reality. Esther, however, is afraid to approach the king. It is known that anyone who approaches the king without having been summoned faces the chance of death. But Mordecai sees the bigger picture and tells Esther, "Do not imagine that you can save yourself in the king's palace from the fate of all the Jews. For if you indeed keep silent at this time, relief and salvation will come to the Jews from another source, and you and your father's household will perish. And who knows, but for a time like this, you are in a royal position." Summoning all of her courage, Esther agrees to go to the king. But wait, there's more. She first persuades Mordecai to have all the Jews fast for 3 days and repent for their own sins while praying for a heavenly decree to be reversed. But the decree was definitely not heavenly. But it should be reversed anyway. Upon hearing this, period. Next.
Minutes turned into hours. Hours turned into days. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Time has no meaning anymore. It's all a construct. Uncertain what to do, Esther languishes in the palace. And then one day, Mordecai finally reaches out.
Ooh.
Scene 5. One moment. Because that's me. And now I can't find what I needed, so yay. Scene 5. ויהי ביום השלישי, ותלבש אסתר מלכות, ותעמוד בחצר בית המלך הפנימית, נוכח בית המלך. והמלך יושב על כיסא מלכותו בבית המלכות, נוכח פתח הבית. בלילה ההוא נדדה שנת המלך ויאמר להביא את ספר הזיכרונות דברי הימים ויהיו נקראים לפני המלך.
Our hero bravely prepares to save her people. With great trepidation and dressed in her most beautiful robes, Esther approaches King Ahasuerus. As she walks towards his throne, she prays that God has taken into account the 3 days of fasting and repentance and has nullified his decree against the Jews. Seeing the beautiful queen, the king holds out his golden scepter, a sign that she is welcome in his court, and offers to grant her any request. Modestly, Esther requests only that Ahasuerus and his prime minister Haman joins her for a private feast. Pleased at her minimal request, which shows him that she was a wise choice as queen, the king agrees. Haman is summoned and the three dine together. At the end of the feast, the king once again tells her to ask whatever she would like of him, and she only requests that the king and Haman join her for a second feast on the following day. After the private feast, Haman sets out for his home, well pleased with the great favor shown to him by the queen. On his way, however, he passes Mordecai, who once again refuses to bow, reigniting Haman's fury.
That night, King Ahasuerus, hereafter known as the Big Guy, is unable to sleep. After tossing and turning, the Big Guy calls for his ministers to bring him the Book of Chronicles and read to him. The section is read that recalls the great service rendered to him by Mordecai, hereafter known as the Big M, for uncovering the plot on the king's life. And the Big Guy realizes that he has never rewarded the Big M. Just as the Big Guy is deciding how to best reward a man who has saved his life, Haman enters. He has come after building the gallows to ask the king for permission to hang the Big M. Before he can speak, however, the Big Guy asks his opinion on how the king can best honor a most loyal subject. Thinking that the king is referring to him, Haman suggests that the king dress the subject in the king's finest robes and have him led around town on the king's steed, otherwise known as a horse. Pleased with the suggestion, he orders Haman to dress Mordecai in the finest royal robes and to lead him around Shushan on his best stallion. The steal continues.
The days pass as Esther crafts her plan to convince the king to stop Haman, save her people. She quickly runs into a problem. The law states that no one can even speak to the king without first giving permission.
How do we get the king's attention without just talking to him? Let me think. Oh. Oh man, that hydroxychloroquine worked like a charm. I feel better already.
Did someone say hydroxychloroquine? Oh man, I heard that cures anything. Why, I took some last week to just deal with this nasty little virus I was dealing with.
Did that actually work?
No, Twitter and Facebook still don't work. Not even Pinterest or Etsy. Oh, Queen Esther, I didn't see you there. How have you been? I feel like it's been forever.
I know, it's so hard to keep track of time when you're stuck inside all day.
Oh, I know just what you mean. Last month, I got lost looking for the bathroom in the east wing of the palace. Took me a week to find my way back.
Because of the pandemic?
Oh, I just got stuck in a closet. Couldn't find the door. So what's up? What you need?
Well, since it's been a little while since we've had the chance to hang out, I thought we could have a virtual cocktail hour tonight.
Ooh, just you and me?
Actually, I thought we could invite Haman as well.
Bummer. Well, I was going to have a cocktail or three anyway. Sure, tell Haman I'll see you both tonight.
That night, Esther, Haman, gather on Zoom for a little nightcap.
And then I'm like, you weren't actually supposed to drink, please.
Why, yes. How amusing that you tell people to drink bleach. Really, really funny that your subjects actually listen to the things that you say.
I know, right?
King, you are hilarious.
Yeah, I am. So, Esther, this has been an absolutely lovely evening. You deserve a reward. What can I do for you? Anything. Half my kingdom if you want. Of course, it'll be the half with all the ugly people.
All I could ask is that we join again tomorrow for another nightcap.
Sure, why not?
Sounds like a lovely idea.
ויבוא המלך בהמן. לשתות עם אסתר
She's hilarious.
הממלכה. ביום ההוא נתן המלך אחשוורוש לאסתר המלכה את בית המן. דורר היהודים ומרדכי בא לפני המלך כי הגידה אסתר מהו לה.
And our summary of chapters 7 and 8.
Our story has reached its climax. After returning home feeling thoroughly humiliated, Haman is
Boo.
with king and queen. As the banquet comes to a close, Esther tells the king that someone seeks her death and the death of her people. Outraged, the king demands to know who this man is. Esther reveals her identity as a Jew and identifies Haman, enemy. The king is outraged and will not be calmed, and Haman a gallows that he built for Mordecai. Ahasuerus now sees the damage that his late prime minister has caused and appoints Mordecai as his new prime minister. The very first edict that Mordecai and Esther issue grants the Jews the right to defend themselves against those who try to harm them. When their enemies are vanquished, the Jews celebrate their survival with great feasts. Thus, the 14th outside of Shushan and the 15th are the days of celebrating Purim. Hooray! On to the exciting conclusion.
Esther exits the Zoom call, and another day passes. That evening, she joins together with the king and Haman.
Oh. And then I'm like, I didn't actually say the pandemic was a hoax, it was a joke. Oh man, I'm hilarious.
You are the funniest person on the planet. I've literally never met anyone as funny as you, Your Highness.
Have you two been drinking this whole time?
Not the whole time. I passed out for at least 20 minutes. To be fair, Haman was telling this boring story that went on and on.
Oh, my king, you are such a kidder.
I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Esther, my queen, pour yourself a Cosmo and join the fun.
Okay, one more time.
So, Haman, dude, those schemes have you been up to?
Oh man, you'll get such a kick out of this. So remember how when the pandemic hit, nobody could find any yeast and everyone went crazy because they were stuck in their homes and they're like, I'm stuck at home and I can make loads and loads of terrible tasting bread that nobody likes. But wait a minute, where's all the yeast? That was me. I bought all the yeast in the kingdom.
That is funny. All those frustrated peasants.
Wait, it gets better. So I sold all the yeast back to the source, but only after I warmed up every jar and packet, so the yeast was dead. Millions of people rushed to the yeast after it was, millions of people rushed to buy yeast after it was sold out for months, only to discover it was dead. Oh, man.
Or something else.
Oh, Queen Esther, you are so kind. I said it last night and I'll say it again. What can I give you as a gift?
The only thing I ask is that you save me and rescue my people.
Why are they all using Google Hangouts during the quarantine? The only thing worse than that is WebEx.
What? No, someone is targeting my people for destruction. Someone's out to kill me.
Who would dare do such a thing?
Haman.
What? Wait, did my audio cut out or something? I swear I must have missed a plot point here.
You targeted the Jews for destruction, and I am Jewish.
Haman, how dare you plot to kill the queen without my permission?
I'm sorry, what?
That didn't come out the way I meant it to.
We're going to come back to that remark later. The point is, I need you to stop Haman.
Okay. I'll stop Haman. Jeez, what a kvetcher. Haman, as punishment for your crime, you are required to eat gefilte fish for breakfast every morning for the rest of your life.
Fresh or canned?
Canned.
No!
Are you kidding me? That is not enough punishment. He tried to kill me.
Oh. And you'll eat it in the dungeon. Be gone from my sight.
Whew, thank you. And my cousin Mordecai had his Zoom account canceled because of Haman. Can you restore his access?
Make it so.
Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Mordecai, I need a new prime minister, and you're, here. So, congratulations. You're the new prime minister. I officially designate you co-host. Now, let's all eat some Hamantash, and I'm starving.
And so Haman
Go, go.
Jews of Persia were saved, and the holiday of Purim was created to celebrate Esther's glorious victory for all time. Chag Purim Sameach.
Chag Purim Sameach.
Chag Purim Sameach.
Doesn't
Chag Sameach. Let's hear it for all of our different spiel actors. Applause for the actors. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for our cantor for organizing this so wonderfully. Applause for our cantor.
Look at this.
It was a ton of fun. Thank you all for joining us.
You're welcome.
Are we staying on for Zoneg, or?
I'm going to stop the live stream, so we'll see you all another time, and we'll have a chance, those of us who